Okay, my fellow American citizens, this video is being made in order to introduce to you information that will help you see some of the reported crimes that are occurring in gang stalking criminal expeditions. And I'm going to dive right into it. Now, what you want to do is you want to listen very, 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 very carefully about what's being stated in this particular section of this particular Techno Crime Fighters episode number 58. After I'm done showing you this particular section, I'll show you how to get to the video itself. So what you want to do is listen to what's being said right here.
Occurs in music videos, and if you look at the Taylor Swift video called Ready For It, they actually show you these eye implants, okay? So here it is. It's kind of like stylized, but that's exactly what we're talking about. And the person who has an eye implant on their lens, they can be, if they don't know they have this eye implant, they can be shown all sorts of stuff. So here it kind of implies that, the person sees some sort of diagnostic, almost robotic sort of information. But the reason why I make such a big thing out of that is, first of all, the cartel has been advertising this for a very long time, quite blatantly, quite out there. Also, they're advertising it as something cool to have, okay? So it's quite normal. I think a lot of the cartel members already have these eye implants, but if you do not know you have them, one of the things that they can play with you is that using artificial intelligence and fast algorithms, they can overlay images on the images that you see. So stuff that I've heard from victims is that suddenly you like look into the middle of your room and you see a crawling snake in the middle of your room. Now it's not there, it's just a projection onto this lens, okay? It's just a little movie that appears and has been, broadcast in. But unless you know that it's just projected onto your lens, you will think, oh my God, there's a snake. Or you will think they make stuff appear into the room like a hologram, but it's actually just on your lens. And this is why you can see it. It's real in the sense that you have been shown it, as much as you seeing a movie is real, but it's not actually an object in the room. So this is things appearing in the room, could be something on your eye. Certainly, what's typical for the CIA and all intel agencies is anything that's threatening or to do with death and injury. So if you suddenly see dead people in your flat lying around and then disappearing, it's an eye, most likely an eye implant. But also the other thing is that they will try to give you the impression you've gone mad by, for example, overlaying devil's heads on people who you are talking to. So you are speaking to somebody and suddenly you're speaking to the devil or some really grisly face that has been overlaid. Now that is just CGI. It's computer-generated, graphics and stuff like that. And that is just the kind of game they play with these stupid little implants. So,
they can also do CGI, can't they, through the BCI, CBI interfaces, the brain-computer interface. Yeah. Right? So they're pumping in synthetic images through the brain-computer interface. And again, that's the story of a brain chip. There's a neurochip involved, so there's an actual physical device. There you go. So this is something, this may sound like very esoteric information to some people, but this is modern science. This is current day science. And it's also, it's both from the public domain and it's from the dark ops at this point in time, because there's a lot of discussion in the public domain currently about brain research and about brain interface research, brain-computer interface research, about artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, filling the head with nanotech and connecting brains to the Internet. If you recall, just this last week, in fact, Sherry sent us around that video, right, from MIT Media Labs of that guy with a little bit of a little device stuck over his left ear or something and connected to his brain, whereby he was able to think a thought, project it onto the computer screen, and then make things happen. So he was showing synthetic telepathy, but through this brain device.
Okay, so when she says synthetic telepathy, that's voice to skull, but it's like what you just heard concerning it is like an inverted aspect of it. Let me rewind this back just for a second so you can hear a description of what type of islands implants they're actually talking about. Bear with me a second. Hold on one second. Okay.
do indeed find evidence and correlation, in books like this, which are actually speaking open.
Okay, it's right before that. There we go. Okay. All right, so listen to this.
About, they kind of self-assemble into some kind of shape.
Yeah, exactly. I think what I have seen is certainly fibers growing, and that happens a lot. And actually, talking about diagnostics that people can do, I have seen scans of people where they use ultraviolet light, known as black light, and you can see the fiber network under the skin. And this fiber network should not be, naturally, your body should not be reflecting, this sort of light, or should not be showing up under ultraviolet or under black light, but it does. And you can get black light torches, off Amazon, off the internet. The other thing is also in terms of diagnostics, something to do is if you feel that you have eye implants, you might not actually feel the object, but you have the feeling that your stalkers can look through your eyes. What you could have on your lens is thin film technology, completely transparent, completely, you wouldn't feel it. You wouldn't even feel the readout, which also sits on the white bit of your lens. But apparently these things do show up again under ultraviolet light, known as black light, and the way they reflect is different from your natural lens and the iris. They will reflect, I'm just in the meantime looking for an image of this, which I've seen in this book. They will reflect turquoise or purple, I think. And then here in this book, which you can also use for court, there's an image of people exactly with this setup. So this is the Eye of Horus effect, okay?
This is what Millicent reports as well. I reported on that in her article because she has information from medical doctors who actually examined her eyes and found something like a turquoise ring, I think.
Exactly. And here you can actually see what it looks like. And the idea is you can take this is why I should invest in this book, because you can scan this and put it straight into your quote bundle and then quote the book. But also you can do this diagnostic yourself. And once you know what it looks like, you can buy, a torch. Don't shine it straight into your eye, but you can reflect off it. And what this means is if you get this odd effect and compare it to people who are not targeted, what this means is you just have a very thin crystal layer on your lens. It's like thin film technology. It's transparent crystals, but they can be used as a readout. So it's almost like having a little, LCD camera lens, in your eye. And then, of course, they can see exactly what you can see as well,
All right, now, what you're about ready to see are these, what she's talking about. These are my eyes right here with these biofilm light crystal ocular islands implants, which are smart crystals that are on them. Okay? Now, you see here, this is just photos taken from a Periscope video that caught them live in real time. In fact, check this out. Here's what I'm going to do. Bear with me a second. I'm going to go into my YouTube channel. Okay, let me first show you what this video is so you can get to it to watch the entire thing. The book that you were just shown, its title is Brain Implants and Messages, Nanomachines and the Creation of False Memories, written by Dr. Hildegard Staninger. Her name is spelled Hildegarde, Staninger. Okay? Again, the title of the book is Brain Implants and Messages, Nanomachines and the Creation of False Memories. Now, in order to get to this particular video, which is episode 58, Collecting Medical Evidence, Techno Crime Fighters Forum, it's a playlist within Dr. Catherine Horton's YouTube channel, which you can see is right here. Go into it, go into the playlist, okay? Once you bring the playlist up, scroll until you get down to where it says Techno Crime Fighters Forum, click on it, and then you got 67 videos to watch. What you just saw was from episode 58. So let me show you real fast. All right, now, what did I say I was going to do? Oh, okay. What I said I was going to do was I was going to go into this YouTube account here, and let's see if I can't bring it up. I'm going to go into my videos, and I'm going to go into some videos that were made on September 2nd, 2021. Okay? I'm sorry, 2020. No, wait a minute. It's September 2021. August. Here they are, right? Oh, wait a minute. August, bear with me. Now, these were actual videos, and then the perpetrators, I don't know how they did it, but the perpetrators changed them into, all right, hold on. Is this the right account? All right, bear with me. Unless they've been taken out. They might have been taken out. I just put them in my blog. All right, hold on a second. All right, here they are right here. Now, so look at these. Now, these were actual videos, and the perpetrators somehow changed them into short videos. All right, now hold on a second. So they're very short, okay? But I still got the videos themselves on the microcard. All right? So check this out. I'm going to bring them up, and you're going to see them being caught live a year and a few months after the first photos that you just showed me about a minute or two ago were from a live Periscope broadcast made on June 2nd, 2020. These were caught in the same bathroom at the same mall on September 2nd, 2021. Look. Okay, everybody, I'm at the UTC Mall here in La Jolla, San Diego. What I want you to do is take a very good look at my eyes and I know I look like shit. Just take snap screenshots. Okay, everybody, I'm at the UTC Mall here in La Jolla, San Diego. What I want you to do is take a very good look at my eyes and I know I look like shit. Alright, so, and here's the other one. Bear with me. Alright, so I gotta go back and find them now. Bear with me a second. And then in a second here, I'm going to have to set the phone down for a second. I'm going to talk to you while I'm doing something because it's begging for my attention. Here's the other one. Okay, everybody, what you want to do is take snap screenshots of my eyes when I look forward and then to the left and right. And trust me, I know I look like shit. What you want to do is you want to take a look to see how well you see the outline of remote neural monitoring, light crystal islands and biofilm islands implants that are in my eyes. I've been massively targeted lately, and the targeting is what's causing them to become outwardly transparently visible. Now you can tell they're there, but take snap screenshots and zoom in on it. Right. So let me do something here, and I'm going to talk to you while I'm doing it, so bear with me. Now, as soon as I get done doing this thing, I'm going to go back to the original photos that I showed you about 3 minutes ago. Now, what pushes these biofilm islands implants out, making them transparently visible? Because look at the word biofilm. Okay? That means they're transparent. And evenly arrayed on them are smart light crystals. They're just like the type of crystals that you would see that would be in a camera, video camera, and a TV. And these smart light crystals, okay, these biofilm islands implants are interfaced with remote neural monitoring remotely by and through the perpetrators. All right, now hold on a second. Now, as a result, these smart light crystals and the fact that they're interfacing neurally with the visual processing areas of the brain, and then whatever is seen through them gets sent to the visual cortex. Now, remote neural monitoring is monitoring at least the smart lens the islands themselves. But if they went as far as putting these on my eyes, then you better be damn sure that they're also monitoring at least the visual cortex and more than likely the visual processing areas of the brain as well. Now, okay, so bear with me. I'm almost done doing what I'm doing. So, now, when you shine a black UV light on these types of islands implants, when you have them in your eyes, by the way, they're there non-consensually, and I already know for a fact they've been there for at least 25 years. Okay? Bear with me. And, oh, absolutely. And I have no memory of the surgery of how they got there. And I've only been under anesthetics once in my entire life. I've only had surgery once in my entire life that I'm consciously aware of. And that was when I had some wisdom teeth pulled back in 1984. Taken to a dentist by and through my ex-husband in Michigan. So I already know that these islands implants were in my eyes. Going back at least 25 years. And don't let that word "at least" suggest to you that maybe they got put in my eyes a few years before that. It could be a lot longer than that. Okay? Oh, absolutely. So, now, one of the things that makes these outwardly physically visible, in fact, let me show you something here again real fast. Bear with me. One of the things that make them transparently visible is that when you go to Google and you extensively research directed energy weapons and electromagnetic weapons and gang stalking. What these same satanic whores do is that they are hitting the brains and face of gang stalking victims, okay, with direct energy weapons and non-consent and electromagnetic weapons. Now, they became transparently visible in the Periscope video broadcast, which is what you've seen on the home screen of my phone when you've seen the first pictures that I showed you. They became transparently visible as a direct result of my face and head being hit with electromagnetic weapons during an 18-hour torture session that took place on the night of June 2nd, 2020, and then continued at a second location, which was Bond's grocery store located on Regents Road and Arabia Street. Okay? And when I left Bond's, I went to UTC Mall and went to the bathroom. Came out of the bathroom stall, looked in the mirror, saw the vertical lights in my eyes. So I brought up my Periscope account and had the back lens of the that's on the back of the phone, held it up to my eyes, and then I stopped the Periscope video, left, went to my wooded area. The crime of gang stalking made me homeless. Brought the video up, and then that's when I took the snap screenshots. So what you're about ready to see right now is a literal video of that Periscope video. Okay, so I'm going to press play. So let me go back over here, set down this little rubber pad. Set the phone up on it so it don't continue to slide. And then the camera on this phone is on the right side, so I gotta bring it over here so the camera is right on line side of it. So you ready? Here we go. Be ready to take snap screenshots. I'm gonna be quiet too, because you're gonna hear me talking in the video. It's only 51 seconds long. What you're about to see is gonna blow your mind. This is the video right here. Here we go. Here it is. This is and doesn't publish. I want you to look at me. Look at my left eye. You see a white, straight, light, bright line in the pupil, especially to the left of it, right here. Okay. Now, do you see one that's there on the right eye, on the right side of the pupil of the right eye? But it's a lot more faint, but it's definitely there. Now, if you look closely on the right eye, to the left side of the pupil on the right eye, which is this one right here, you're going to see a literal light, white line. Look. Okay? Look. Now look at over here on the left eye. Okay? So that's the live video right there. That's the freaking live video right there. Now, this was the first video of and over 90 have discovered them in my eyes since that video, live Periscope video published, live Periscope video made on June 3rd, 2020. And it was, UTC Mall is less than 3 minutes away from Bond's grocery store. Okay? So, the attacks took place at the wooded area, which is actually right up the street from where I'm at right now, on the same property. And let me show you where I'm at. Be with me. So this is where I'm at, and that event, okay, happened on this property right up the street. And then when I left there, went to Bond's, and the attacks continued in the same exact identical way. Left Bond's, went to the bathroom, and then what you're seeing here are the boil bubbles that got produced on my eyes as a direct result of the electromagnetic weapons boiling the brain fluid. And the what it did was it boiled the brain fluid, and it boiled the eye fluid and the water in my eyes to the point to where it heated them up so bad, boil bubbles appeared on the surface of the eyes, pushing the back part of the BioIslands implants out, making them transparently visible. Okay? And the reason why you see these vertical lines is these are little smart like crystal dots. And they're so close together they look like a straight line, but they're actually dots. And they're evenly arrayed in rows and columns across the entire surface of the biofilm, which is located from corner to corner. Okay? And they seem to be, the outline seems to be about maybe 1/8 of an inch above and below the pupil. Okay? So that's the video's YouTube URL link that you see right there, or the video you just heard, the Technocrime Fighters episode 58. Now, what's important about this in part as well? Let's go over here to this video. This is a video. Hold on. This is a video that was put on Twitter a few days ago. Now watch this guy and listen to what he says. Listen carefully.
This is a PSA. You can't believe anything you see these days. These glasses aren't even real. Neither is my face. All this stuff was 3D tracked on using these dots that I drew on with this marker. Actually, the marker isn't real either. Neither is the background. Or my face. Have a good night. This is a PSA. You can't believe anything you see these days. These glasses aren't even real. Neither is my face. All this stuff was 3D tracked on using these dots that I drew on with this marker. Actually, the marker isn't real either. Neither is the background. Or my face. Have a good night. This is a PSA. You can't believe anything you see these days. These glasses aren't even real. Neither is my face. All this stuff was 3D tracked on using these dots that I drew on with this marker. Actually, the marker isn't real either. Neither is the background. Or my face. Have a good night. This is a PSA. You can't believe anything you see these days. These glasses aren't even real. Neither is my face. All this stuff was 3D tracked on using these dots that I drew on with this marker. Actually, the marker isn't real either. Neither is the background. Or my face. Have a good night. This is a PSA.
Now, what's important about
You
this?
can't believe it.
What do you think that you just saw? You literally just saw a video in real time of an individual's face changing, his background environment changing, the sunglasses disappearing, and the magic marker floating away. Because it wasn't really there, really there to begin with. You're being presented with these things in real time because what's happening is the software that he made this video through is changing the appearance of his face as he's making the video. Let's watch it again. So you're literally seeing the optical effects of the software interfacing with him in real time as he's making the video. So watch. It's literally changing as you're watching it.
This is a PSA. You can't believe anything you see these days. These glasses aren't even real. Neither is my face. All this stuff was 3D tracked on using these dots that I drew on with this marker. Actually, the marker isn't real either. Neither is the background. Or my face. Have a good night. This is a PSA.
So, what's important about
You
this?
can't believe anything you see these days.
What do you think is important about this? When you have these types of biofilm, light crystal, eye lens implants in your eyes, and what did Dr. Catherine Horton say in the video I just within the segment of the video that I just played to you through YouTube? Again, look at these, and there's that YouTube video's URL link right there. Okay, now these 3 pictures came from that Periscope broadcast, and remember, this has been caught in 90 subsequent videos since this date. The date of this being caught, those are pictures from the Periscope video. Those photos were taken the next day from the video. Okay? Now, actually, they were taken that night and then the next day as well. Now, when you go back to the video, Baby Cakes and Munchkin Butts, let's bring the video back up so you can, again, be shown again where it's at. All right, hold on. It's a mess. My YouTube account's playing around. Oh. Bear with me a second. Let me go into my history. So, when you bring this video up, right here, you want to
In
scroll.
your eye, and then of course they can see exactly what you can see as well. You know.
Okay. So, what you want to do when you bring this video up is fast forward it until about 47 minutes, and then from there it segues on and talks about some of the features and functions of these eye lens implants. Now, within this YouTube account right here, let me go back to it for a second though. This YouTube account right here. All right, bear with me. All right, dang it. How do I bring that up? Okay. What you want to do is go into and look for Leslie Williams' YouTube account, Exposing Quartz YouTube channel. Okay? And, well, you're going to be watching this video through it. So what you want to do is go into this video. You want to go into my account and look at my, it would probably say my videos. And then watch my videos. You're going to see several other videos of these things being exposed. And video exposure about these eye lens implants and gang stalking crimes as well. Gang stalking crimes connected to gang stalking. Now, I only got about 8 minutes left to talk to you because this particular phone's, the SD cards that go into them, for some reason, only allow me to make 33-minute, 9-second videos long at a time. So let me give you, when you go back and you watch this Techno Crime Fighters episode 58 and you re-listen to it, I suggest that you tape it with a tape recorder, okay? That way you can go back once you start researching the descriptions of what you hear in that video and in the other ones. And there are many other videos in that Techno Crime Fighters playlist that shows these islands implants being marginally discussed as well. And then research their descriptions, okay? Now, what did you hear her part of what she said in this particular video is exposures pertaining to these islands implant? She literally said that you can be talking to someone and their face will change as you're talking to them. Now, let me explain to you how this can be done in gang stalking crimes. So consider this. Gang stalking victims, their lives are very controlled. Our lives are shrunken down purposely by and through all the different covertly applied techniques that shrinks our life down into a certain amount of circumstances. Okay, so that they can control those circumstances to control our lives. They control our finances, our relationships. They control where we live and so much more. Just Google all my statements. So if you have a certain regular route, a regular routine of places you go to, if they make you homeless and your wooded area stays the same for a while, well, they're recording everything you see through these islands implants. So say if you're sitting down inside your tent and you have been smoking Marlboros for over a year or more, well, on all prior dates, they were able to see when your Marlboro packs of cigarettes are out. Okay? So say if you are a target who smokes these types of Marlboros and they've been recording what you see every day, then they're aware that you smoke these types of cigarettes. They're aware of how they look. So say since they've recorded them on thousands of dates because they're watching through your eyes every day for thousands of days, then what they can do is through the continued in real-time monitoring, they can see that you got your cigarettes out and set the pack down because you maybe got one out to smoke it and you set it down. And then maybe later on in the day, you might decide to get something out of your duffel bag. So you get something out of your duffel bag, like say this little rubber banded set of cards here. So say if I was to grab these out of here, bring them in front of me, take the rubber band off and look for a few, I select one and set the other ones down right by the cigarettes. And then I decide to periodically look at the one I got out. Okay? Well, this pack of cigarettes is still sitting in front of me in my field of view. They know it because they're still seeing through the eyes in real time. So since they're able to see what is continually in your field of view in real time, right in front of your field of view in real time as you're working on your cards, what they can do is they've already gotten a picture of what your cigarettes look like and the current position of them, pertaining to where they're sitting at and how they're resting. Right now you see them in a vertical position. If I would have set them down where they look like that, well, they can see they look like that in the horizontal position. So since they're seeing in real time what your cigarettes look like, they've already changed what your cigarette looks like by and through CGI, which is computer graphics technology, computer graphics interface, through the remote neuromonitoring islands implants. So what they'll do is they'll take what your cigarettes look like and put it in a software program, and they'll change them by changing the color of them. So instead of you seeing, let me zoom in on these a little bit. So instead of you seeing red here, white here, and Marlboros here, what they'll do is change the color of them. So red will be blue, white will be green, and Marlboros will be spelled backwards. And since they're seeing that you are still looking at something while your cigarettes are still in your field of view, well, they've already seen that the cigarettes were set down horizontally, lengthwise. So they'll take that manipulation they created by changing the color of this pack of cigarettes, and because the change is made through computer graphics interface. And then once it's changed, what they'll do is set that change down in a horizontal position within the software program. And then when they see you're looking back in the direction of where they're at, they'll project that change onto the island's implants. So when you're looking forward, you end up seeing your pack of cigarettes look in the way that they changed it, because they're able to see through your eyes. So what they'll do is they'll program their computer on their end so that their computer's program, when the computer sees this, the computer then instantly transfers to the island's implants how they've manipulated it to look in real time, instantly at the speed of light. That way, when you're still looking in this field of view and they see that you've seen it in your field of view in real time 1 second ago, that gets transferred to them. Their computer is programmed to transmit back to you on the island's implant the change. And that's the reason why you're tricked into believing that you're seeing something that ain't really there. Because they're interjecting it on the island's implant within a speed of light, because they can see that you just saw it a second ago. So they're pretty aware that you're probably going to still be looking in the same field of view 1 second later. And so they'll flash it really fast on the island's implants while you're looking in that direction, okay? And so then you end up seeing the pack of cigarette colors change, with Marlboros went backwards. Now, they can also do a bunch of other things. So let's go back again and take one more fast look at this Twitter video, okay? Because you got to remember what these smart light crystals are that are on, okay, these islands implants. It's nothing but these are like pixels on a camera. And how do you think you see videos in a camera? Through a camera. Through pixels. How do you think you watch TV? Through pixels. So what they're doing is sending the image on these, okay, and they're sending it in real time instantaneously as you already have these in your field of view. So while these are still in your field of view, when they send the change, you're thinking you're seeing it in the way that they changed it. Okay? So when you go back and you listen to the segment within this video that talked about how, where you heard Dr. Catherine Horton state, you can be talking to somebody and all of a sudden they got a devil's head, okay, on their head, okay? Because they're changing, because what they're doing is they're changing the way the head looks as you're talking to them. Because they can see you're talking to them, and they already know you're talking to somebody that you talk to frequently, okay? Like your mother, your father, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Okay, so how often is your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, your boyfriend in your field of view? So all they do is they change it through CGI, and then when they see that you're seeing that person, they'll just project that change onto the part of the head where the face and everything is, as you're seeing in this video.
This is a PSA. You can't believe anything you see these days. These glasses aren't even real. Neither is my face. All this stuff was 3D tracked on using these dots that I drew on with this marker. Actually, the marker isn't real either. Neither is the background. Or my face. Have a good night. This is a PSA.
So,
You can't...
do you think maybe they could do this type of shit with you concerning, and I know this is going to sound funny, but that's what the next video is about, rapist. People that they bring in your field of view and they change their appearance to make you believe that it's somebody that you have met before, especially if it occurs at night. And then you let that guy in your car, okay, and that guy might have somewhat similar features as the other person you knew. Guess what's going to happen to you? Stay tuned, folks, because what you're about to hear is going to be awesome.